Peace. What's up, world? This is your boy, Coach Carl, and the place to be, as always, in full effect, as always. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the body, mind, and spirit, and how they kind of work together to create our existence, our self, our beingness, or our being. And basically, I'm going to start with the word individual, because if you really understand how etymology works, we all know that most longer words are a set of smaller words that link together to create a meaning. So if you want to look at the word individual, you can definitely get a lot of smaller words, but I'm going to kind of break it down into two words. And as far as individual, you get indivisible duality. So indivisible duality, individual. And that's the concept I'm going to be using to discuss how the body, mind, and spirit work together. So basically, we all know that we are bodies. We have a body makeup. We have arms. We have legs. We have a head. We have organs. All matter, all dense physical matter that we could touch with our hands and feel, with our senses, that it exists. So that's the body. We're very familiar with our body. Some more so than others, but we're familiar with the concept of a body. What we're not too familiar with as a community, as a people, is the makeup of the spirit and our connection to that spirit. A lot of people seem to look outside of themselves for a spiritual connection, or think that some person could act as a middleman between, your body and the Almighty Spirit. And in my awakenings, in my reality, I'm realizing that the spirit is also a part of you. You are a spirit, and you're connected to the universal spirit. It says in the good book, I breathe into man the breath of life. That breath, that air, that oxygen is everywhere. It encompasses everything. And a lot of people, if you look up the term spirit, if you look up the etymology of the term spirit, you will get breath. All right. So spirit is we are a lot more connected to spirit than we think we are. As a matter of fact, we are spirit. We are spirits and we are bodies. This is our dense matter. Our spirit is more of, of an etheric, material, or a mist, so to speak. And one day we will return to that essence. We call it death, but it's really not death. It's more like an expansion of your spirit self. And basically what I'm going to talk about is how the body and the spirit form together to create the existence with the middleman, or with the conduit, or with the intermediate, so to speak, which is your mind. So your mind makes your body a reality, and your mind is also your connection to spirit. So today we're going to talk about the spirit mind and the body mind. Now, we all know the body mind is based on physical survival. Our mind tells us when we're hungry, when we have needs, when we feel like we need to be connected with others. That's all the body sensations. And the mind communicates with the body, to make sure that the body's needs are being met. What's not discussed enough is how the mind also communicates with the spirit. And the spirit is all loving, all accepting, love, basically. The resonance of love. People say God is love, or the spirit of love is the spirit of God. So we have this all loving, all accepting, all embracing, all divine part of us that we don't tap into because we think it's separate from us. And our mind doesn't acknowledge it because it's not being fed the information to cultivate that spirit. So a lot of us operate on a ego, on a body base, but they don't tap into that higher self. And that's basically what the House of Reawaken the Mind, that's basically what Coach Carl's services is all about. That's basically what Inner Peacekeepers is going to be all about. It's allowing people to recognize their divine self, their spiritual self, and training their minds not to only focus on the needs of the body and not to only focus on the physical desires, but also focus on some of the higher desires of the higher chakras. That's going to be the next video, breaking down your spirit self, your spirit body, with energy centers called chakras. And when your mind is focused to tap into some of your higher chakras, which is your third eye and your crown chakras, your spiritual self, your higher self, that's when you're able to tap into more of an inner peace. You're tapping into more of a divinity, more of a God-like existence, because it also says in a good book, did I not say ye are gods? And the goal of Christianity is not necessarily to worship outward, but to be Christ-like, right? And didn't it say you will even do greater works than I? That's what we're talking about. This is where we are in time, and this is where we are in our development. This is the age of Aquarius. For those who don't know, this is the information age, and people need to start tapping into their spirit self and their spirit mind. And that's what these videos are going to be about. Like I said, the next video will be about some of the spiritual makeup, which is broken down into chakra energy centers. And then we're just going to expand from that. We're going to go into auras. We're going to go into, energy work and things that are unseen, because everything that is made manifest on the physical plane started out in the unmanifest, started out in the field of pure potential, started out in the universal oneness of all existence, and it was eventually brought down to earth. Some people thought that everything that existed was once a thought. So that's a prime example of how things can go from the unmanifest to the manifest. So this is just kind of giving you an idea of how although we are one body, we have dualities. We have a spirit self, which is a higher self, the angel on one side and the devil on the other side. We have a higher self and we have a lower self. It doesn't make the lower self evil, but it's just more connected to more ego-based and lower-based energies. So we'll talk more about that. I don't want this video to be too long, but that's just a general concept of how the body, mind, and spirit work together to form the individual. So I'm going to leave you with that, and hopefully you'll be looking to more of the videos to get more information, and you'll be able to see us in person if you would like at 602 Vandiver Avenue, the House of Reawakening Minds in Wilmington, Delaware. With that, I will say peace and blessings to you all. Until next time, peace and love, Ashe.